And we're continuing now with our BNC Prime News coverage of My Vote 2020. And we're joined now by attorney Jon Purdue and also Dr. Keith Simmonds, professor of history and political science, both at Florida A&M University in Tallahassee. Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast and thank you on this very exciting night. And let's begin with you, Mr. Purdue. As far as what you've seen so far this evening with these primaries and what you expect to see throughout the course of the rest of the evening as far as Joe Biden is concerned, as far as Bernie Sanders is concerned, and we'll know more about that as far as California goes. But what are your thoughts so far?
Oh, well, thank you first for having me. So far, the evening seems to have played out the way that we would have anticipated or expected. This Super Tuesday primary, I think 8 of the 14 states are sort of southern, fairly conservative states where you could expect Joe Biden to do well. And so far, the numbers seem to match those expectations. I'm interested to see how things would play out, obviously in Texas, but especially in California, where Bernie at least was holding on to a lead in the polls going into tonight, simply because I want to see how they distribute the Klobuchar and the Pete Buttigieg votes. So I think and plus somewhere around 600 to 700 delegates are going to come just from those 2 states. So it's interesting to me, really, how those 2 states play out. I really don't expect any landslides or aberrant results based off of the predictions, but Joe Biden clearly got a significant amount of momentum from Saturday, as well as the Pete Buttigieg and perhaps Tom Steyer, but definitely Amy Klobuchar dropping out and then offering their support to Joe Biden.
And Dr. Simmonds, Elizabeth Warren has said that she's going to hang in there. She's in for the long haul. She is currently in Michigan doing some campaign work over there. They vote on March the 10th, I believe it is. But the old political bromide is that jet fuel is expensive. Does she have the money to hang into this race?
Well, first off, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this very important evening. I would say that she wants to live up to her commitment to making sure that her views on what's good for America, can play out to fruition the way she would like it. And even though it seems as though she may be reaching that point where she may have to say, you know what, I'm going to suspend because I don't have the money. I think she's going to go for as long as she could, but I think that she's really beginning to recognize that her end is near.
Okay, going back to you, Attorney Purdue, I talked to Reginald Mitchell at FAMU Law
yes.
In Orlando a little bit earlier. I posed this question to him, now I'll pose it to you.
Yes.
As far as HBCUs are concerned, do you see heightened excitement among the students as far as getting involved in the voting process and being vocal and getting registered, getting their friends registered and all of that, more so than possibly in the past?
I would say it's hard to tell at this moment. I think at this point, quite frankly, my students haven't appeared or demonstrated the level of excitement, quite frankly, that I saw in 2016. And I think maybe that's because the field has been so crowded. And as things start to winnow out and as we start to get closer to determining who the candidates are going to be in the general election, then perhaps we'll see the excitement pick up. Honestly, I think there's also been a bit of trauma. And Dr. Simmonds and I, after 2016, our department had to have a forum with our students because they were so sort of shocked by the election results and worried about what maybe it meant for them as African Americans and what it would mean for HBCUs. And I think at this point, our students have developed maybe a little bit of cynicism. And I think that depending on how this primary shakes out is going to have a significant effect on youth turnout in the general election. And quite frankly, if the youth do not turn out, then November will not go well for the Democrats, regardless of who the nominee is.
All right, Attorney Purdue, Dr. Simmonds, both with FAMU here in Tallahassee. Thank you so much for your time and your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.